Zero Go here back again with another video, and I am here actually with Bruce Wayne. He is playing MSF, and I was actually in an alliance with him back in the day, and he was on YouTube, saw him, and said, "Hey, what's up?" And he reached out, and now we're doing a video on Crucible defenses. This is rather amazing, man. How's it going? How's it been?
Doing great, man. Long time no see.
And Crucible for you has been fun-ish.
Crucible, partially fun when you get matched up against those massive 30, 40 million punch-ups. It's no fun. You just know you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I got one this week, and I know I'm gonna get just destroyed, but I'm gonna try. Hopefully he messes up against something. I don't know. But we're here to talk about Crucible defenses. I got
Yes, we are.
mine going. Mine is a bit eccentric, along with the TCP's part, but you don't have to worry about that part. It's basically the setup that we go for. So
Mhm.
the setup that I go for, since I am not free to play, but I don't spend that much. I buy a character every now and then, but I'm not spending whatever I want on it. If I'm saving up, I'm trying to hoard what I can, but
Mm.
Scopely comes out with Black Knight, and just yeah. How are you? How are you feeling about seeing Black Knight though?
Black Knight looks pretty powerful. I have no clue if we don't know the release method, so I have no clue if I can get him to high stats. I haven't put any reds. When I get him, he's going into room 4 for me. I think that's the room designed for. I think along with Captain America and Carter.
Yeah.
What
I
do you think?
for room 4, I like Hive Mind there, but I'm gonna have to take them out and throw in Out of Time with Black Knight just to go ahead and see what he does. However, I have seen that smaller Black Knights are not doing as much. They have to be pretty massive to take on Skrull or like APOC to do some damage, but I'm not ready for this. This is gonna be a fun Crucible week.
First off, let me ask you this: based on your first week experience, Super Scroll on offense or defense for you?
Offense. And I
Offense.
do that because I have no idea. I didn't know what these guys were gonna do. I just said, you know what? Let me have a couple of powerful hitters ready to go. However, I did mess up a few times. However, they messed up more, so worked out for me.
Mhm.
This week, with Black Knight potentially being on defense, Sus kind of just looks like a wet noodle now. So we're gonna
Yeah,
see how that changes up my defense going forward. But for right now, with room 1, it's made for any heavy hitter, which is a 3 diamond Gambit. That's pretty much
that,
it. Gambit is the way to go here, and extreme with them. Rogue throws up a little bit of a turn order issue or whatever, and then the taunt, but she's huge. She's there to take some hits. The rest of them too. I would bring Sunspot, but he's tiny. I would bring Forge. He's kind of tiny. So I threw in, fake Bullseye there to just to give some evades really quick. So it does help for a second, but it's not going to stop anybody unless they get tied behind that Nightcrawler and that Gambit. That's where it really, really pushes.
interesting. So you put that room 1 guys based on their size, basically.
Yeah, pretty much their size. Uh,
Mm.
I did see when Forge and Sunspot came out. For other videos, when they're tinier, they tend to just get destroyed by AoE damage wherever they're going, from Sinister Six or MOE. And I'm like, well, I don't want them to die. I need everybody to stay around as long as possible. They're just going away. So Forge wasn't doing it. He never took a turn. He'd be gone. Sunspot too. He never took a turn. So it's like, hi, I'm done. I don't need it.
Mm. How
They
many
can go away.
stars?
I believe 5 right now. And probably the same thing with Sunspot, but pushing either I level them or I level Hive Mind, which seems to be more of
Fortunately, yeah.
priority for the moment. But I'm okay with it, and they're holding their own at their level for the raids. But I don't want to put any more for Crucible or anything like that. As long as they can sim the raids, I'm fine. Let it just do the raids.
Oh, sorry if I'm asking all the questions, but
No.
if you don't mind, what was your defense for the first week, and how did you feel? Like, what was the situation there?
The
Did
defense
you?
probably didn't change as much. The only thing that was changed was probably Secret Defenders in 4, because then I finally got enough to build up a little bit more for Gwenum, a little bit more for Void Knight, and then Infinity Watch was in 6, and then I had Pegasus in 5. Pegasus in 5 is really not going to stop anything. They're just there. But if they can't stop them, because a few of them are huge, then they might be able to stop them for a second or take out a person, which gives me a few extra points. It's all
Mhm.
about efficiency, so I'm fine with it. Secret Defenders did the same thing. You put them in 4, takes a second to finally get them out, but they are a problem. Or you'll have to use Superior 6. So now you use Superior 6 here, you can't use them anywhere else.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
that was that that seems to be the big one there. Like, where can you what can you put on defense that could suck a team over here? But wow, I was supposed to use them in 1. Now what am I supposed to use in 1? I don't know what to use in 1 now. Now I got to figure it out. And Black Order is just, I like Black Order, but they're just huge.
Chunky
So
team. Yeah.
yeah,
I if I had this size back order.
yeah, they're huge. They every now and then somebody trips up on them because they're just expecting to run in there and do some damage, but you do get hit with some damage there. And if Corvus can get his ult off, he's gonna delete somebody because it's straight piercing. He's coming at you, and I'm happy with it. They might not. They might not. They'll clear the room, but you lost somebody, which means I got a few extra points to spare on my side, which helps because I did win by 3 points in one match and then 6 points in another, and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. My defense held for a little bit. This is good. Okay, but that was pretty much my impression for the first week of, let me just leave it somewhat similar, but let me move a few things and see if I could draw one attack here that could have been used over there, and it did do its job. How was your first week?
My first week, I'll show my defense in a little bit, but I changed a
Sure.
lot of stuff. They had Hive Mind on defense, which I didn't like. They got destroyed. Um, I'll tell you by what. And then I had Extreme X-Men plus Rogue inside that When It Rains room, but I realized that they're gonna get run over by Superior 6 no matter what. Like, whether you put them in room 1 or room 3, they're gonna suck up a Superior. So doesn't really matter which room they're at. I think it's a question of, if you have a better team for that particular room, you can move the Extreme to the other room. Like, for me, I came across Infinity Watch in room 3, and I came across the Superior, not the Superior, the Extreme in room 1. For me, the Infinity Watch was actually the harder fight.
Mm.
I punching down by 600, something like that. It's on a video, and I timed out because they keep getting death proof. They keep healing. It was pretty insane. It wasn't overly difficult, but it timed out. Like, you can't finish them in time if they're sizable. I think I saw your Infinity Watch. You put them in one of the last rooms, I
I just
think.
put them in. Yeah, I just put them in 5 just to be there. Like you said, Infinity Watch is an efficiency sink. It takes so many turns to beat them, and if you have to use Sinister Six somewhere else, now you got to figure out how to take them out. And
Hmm.
if you're forced to use APOC somewhere else, again,
That's got the A cup, yeah.
yeah,
APOC, yeah.
yeah. If APOC's not around to take out those safeguards, now you're gonna spend a few turns trying to get them out. And
Mm.
if you let Moondragon heal them, it just becomes a problem. So it like I said, the efficiency part is where you're going. Where can I use these? What counter is gonna go here, and how can I screw somebody over there? So that way, they gotta go.
Mhm.
Oh crap, I'm screwed now. Now I don't know what to do, and I don't like that feeling. But it feels great when you do it to somebody else. But these Infinity Watch, almost 3 years old, still a team out there wrecking nerds. This is I like it. I do like it.
Sorry, this team, especially if you have Gamora and Phyla leveled up, those two characters, if they stay alive, the entire team will destroy you.
I like Gamora, but I think if you can, if for somehow Moondragon stays alive long enough to heal him, it just says you're starting over. You're basically starting a match over again.
Pretty much, yeah. For that room 4, it's pretty interesting. I never encountered Hive Mind in that room, and I think Vulture is actually a great pick with them. Synergizes to some extent with the slows, and then you have Venom spreading, and debuff. Basically, it's debuff galore.
Well, he counts as, remember, the symbiotes count as Superior 6 and Sinister 6. So he gets his buffs from his passive on there. So if they bring somebody in there with speed up, he's grabbing it, and then they're getting it. And then he's getting the offense up. Yep. In this particular one, he's getting it.
I think it doesn't work the other way
no,
around.
No, yeah, it doesn't work the other way around. He gets it, but they count as symbiote. They count as Sinister 6 members. So for him, he's getting the Sinister 6 stuff on there. So if they bring in speed up, he gets it, but not them. My bad. And then the offense up, but then he's going ahead and he's taking them out. He's putting in some slows on there, and he's clearing 2 positive effects, which is great. We want them to do it. Now Hive Mind is going to be ready to go because they're going to get energy, and they're going to be able to do their ults really quick. So hopefully that decent Void Knight can do some damage, and you block the correct person, depending on what they bring in here. Plus, if they bring in heroes, Vulture's going first regardless. So if they bring in heroes in here, they're screwed. I haven't encountered this particular one, but I did use this comp to take out a whole Hive Mind, and it worked out great. It took a second because some other Void and Gwen were still kind of tiny, but now that I got them at least somewhat built, Gwen probably will still die, but at least the other 4 are there, and I can clear the room. But Hive Mind in here can be a problem, especially if they put Black Knight in here. I'm scared of Black Knight in this. This looks bad.
Man, yeah. Tell me about it. I'm scared too. I think this room, for me, this room 4 and room 1, those are the 2 scariest rooms, because if room 1, if you drop Gambit below that 50, he's gonna destroy you. And then room 4 also, you can't use New Warriors because they don't have their ults. Apocalypse doesn't have the ult. Superior, they don't have the ult. So it's kind of, I want my most difficult team on room 4, because most of the normal Crucible teams, they're not gonna work because you don't have the ults, and they rely on their ults.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. It's gonna be a fun show.
For me personally, I think I love your team. I think Vulture is a great pick. I think if you're not 100% sure you're gonna use Darkhawk on offense, instead of Gwenom, Darkhawk can be pretty insane too. She has Darkhawk's special is very important. Gonna flip the stuff on your Hive Mind as well, and pump out the speed ups and deflects. And then also you're gonna summon Shocker. Shocker gives energy, and everyone gets double the energy because Shocker is giving energy to everyone, because they're all Sinister members, right?
Yeah,
so in place
of Gwenom. No, my Shocker is lowest. I never built Shocker, and I never thought I'd build Vulture. I was always thought, oh, Vulture's down there. He can do whatever he wants. He's never getting built. And now we're like, no, you need to build Vulture. You need to build Mysterio. And I'm going like, wow. But Shocker from Doc Ock is not bad. That summon is ridiculous. It is. He is a monster, and I never thought I would say that in terms of Shocker, Vulture, Mysterio. Thought they would suck.
Out energy, and entire team gets double the energy. I'm using him on offense because I don't know like if he's better on offense or defense, but I think if for sure, Doc Ock will be useful on offense in room 4, but I'm not sure really.
How about your defense? Let's take a
Yeah,
gander at that to see how you got what you got set up there, so we can
for
have
sure.
some fun with it. And I'm in Diamond 3, so I'm really close to Masters. Hopefully, I can get there. You're in Platinum 2.
I'm in Platinum 2. If I show my shard, I'm kind of like everyone is bigger than me. I'm just the one of the lowest guys, and I got lucky the last round. I got a couple of free W's. People forgot to attack. I came up higher, so that's, I don't know if they're lucky or unlucky, but I'm in a higher shard basically.
That hey, it doesn't matter. A W's a W. If they didn't battle, that's their fault. Let them
Yeah,
do what they
yeah,
should have showed up. Should
I'll
have showed
take
up
it.
for it.
If it's for free, it's for me for
Yeah.
sure. And
Okay.
yeah, for me, I'm room 1. It's pretty much the same. I think Forge and Gambit will be the primary targets. Rogue is gonna taunt whenever they drop below 50, and they're gonna do more damage when they drop below 50. And yeah, it's the same as everyone else's. And then for room 2, there's no better Mystic room. Now, in terms of Darkhold, my first week I used the full Darkhold with Quicksilver inside room 1, and I made Quicksilver a skirmisher, and I have Doctor Strange as Raider, and Doctor Strange already does extra, I think, extra 150% damage on crit, and he has a
Mm.
90% chance. So
Yeah. If he goes
he
off, it's gonna be a problem.
he's one of the strongest raiders right now inside the game. And Quicksilver also great as a skirmisher. He's gonna do more damage when he's below half health. I got a free win based off my Darkhold.
Hmm.
Now I think they're they're better in room 1. Darkhold is better in room 1, but I don't have any other place to put my X-Men because they're gonna suck up a superior and they can be in any room. Doesn't matter. So that's where I place them. Infinity Watch in the when it rains room, it's an efficiency sink unless you
Yeah.
use your,
That's
which that's the purpose there exactly. Oops, sorry. Then room 4, since you don't have new warriors anymore, you're gonna have to come up with a better team. I'm using Red Hulk. Red Hulk gives himself energy if he's at 5 charges, so he's gonna get his ult regardless if he's hit.
yeah. He gets the energy, speed, extra counter attack chance. So there's a lot that could be said for him, especially since he's one of the biggest on the team. So it does help that you gotta go. I can't hit this dude. I just can't hit him. If I hit him, it's gonna be a problem, and you don't want to do that. So
Exactly.
it's
Now my question for you: if you see this team, which counter would you use to beat my room 4? I'd like to know.
if I keep Hive Mind in 4, more than likely for these guys, 'cause the only fast one there is Red Hulk, and I don't like messing with him. So I need something that could take out Red Hulk pretty quickly. I would probably unsure because New Warriors I'll use somewhere else depending on what you got there. Tangled Web is
Faults.
busy. Yeah,
Mm,
Sinister Six is busy. Um, since I have one particular character that you do not,
mm. Super skull.
that yeah, Super Scroll. So I would probably pull him in there because Cap and Carter do get a few buffs, so it'll push Super Scroll above Red Hulk. So then I could block them and stop them and
That
slow the other sides down. But if they don't have Super Scroll, more than likely, I would probably bring in Fury and speed the hell up out of my side, and
mm,
then maybe the Eternals won't do great here. However, if they're built big enough, you could literally try to go after, either She-Hulk or Green Hulk with their basics, because Icarus's basic is stupid. It's just stupid ridiculous. It just does so much damage, especially as a striker. But I would probably, just to even kill it even further, I'd probably bring Loki, just so that way Cersei goes first. So then I could more than likely stun Green Hulk, and then maybe go after what's his face, or go after She-Hulk or one of the Caps. But I got to get ahead of Red Hulk. That's the problem. I have to get above him. So
Yeah.
anybody that uses that, or Cap Sam. Cap Sam gives a bunch of energy, and you're not going to do his ult, so you're not going to get any speed. But he gives energy, and he gives out, some good positive effects for a second. So it could help. But Fury would probably be the main one that I'm taking in, just to go ahead of Red Hulk. I need to go in front of him. But this would probably be my last room I would go after, because I would see what I got left.
That's the purpose. That's what I was thinking when I put this room. There's not too many counters. If you don't have Super Skull on offense, say if you have Super Skull in your room 4 or in your defense, there's not too many teams to beat this team. And remember, Captain Carter also pretty fast. She's gonna clear 2 debuffs off of the entire allies, like regardless of their trait. They're gonna heal up. And she doesn't have the ult off the bat though, but she does have the ability to do that. For my room 5, I had full Pegasus, but they didn't do much, and I figured I'm not really using Doom on offense that much this season. I thought he's better on offense, but I'm not using him as I thought I would. So I'm trying him inside that room 5, and I think there's multiple characters that you want to go after on this team: Rescue, Kestra, and Doom. So that's gonna be some trouble, I think.
Yeah, having Doom right by Rescue, because you already know if you get rid of Rescue, Pegasus just falls apart. They won't be able to do it. They'll sustain for a little bit, but once Rescue's gone, she can't revive nobody. However, anybody on their ult right now will bring any tech character back. So even if they go for Rescue, hopefully they can put a bunch of damage into her and they trigger your Doom, and then game over for a little bit, because you're taking Kestra for the ride. Kestra's gonna smoke some people really fast. That is a 1 diamond Kestra. She's gonna pack a punch, and I do like that. That she'll go for the ride and more than likely get you a nice defensive win, if not taking out a couple characters before they kill her off, which is good.
Yeah,
you want them to die.
you're right. Yeah. And then room 6, I did a Hive Mind last week. They just got destroyed. Didn't matter. I used Craven with my Hive Mind so that Craven gives them safeguard. They keep their defense up off the bat, but didn't matter really. I saw a full, I have a 1.5 mil team, and I saw them get destroyed with a full Nowhere team. Not even a Crucible team. Nova just destroyed the entire team. Now, mind you, it was the 2 diamond Nova, but I'm these guys, so they have big teams. They have big war teams they can use on Hive Mind. So Hive Mind really didn't cut it for me on defense. That's why I removed them. But for sure, room 1 and room 4, I think they should be the scariest rooms. Room 4 makes it complicated because you don't have any ults. You just go in and you have to do a special or basic. Any team in Superior don't have their ults. And then room 1 is just a Gambit team. You have to figure it out. I mean, you can place any good raiders. Doctor Strange Supreme, also a great raider for room 1. I got a win with him, but I don't know what to put in room 2 then if I use them on room 1, So yeah,
Well,
that's
at least with 2, it's going to force them to use Tangled Web if they have them built. For my side, it's going to draw Tangled Web. However, this isn't like room 3 from last season where they can do all their ults really fast and you can get out of there. This could take some time, especially if you let Quicksilver go off. If Quicksilver goes off twice, he's doing his ult, and you're gonna get, somebody could get screwed, and you're just gonna be like, oh well, I didn't play that out right. Which is now sometimes where I use Doom. I'll take in Doom with Tangled Web, because if they do trigger Doom, hey, great, boom, I can go ahead and end this quickly. But it depends on how big Quicksilver is, how big your Darkhold is, and I have used Dorm and Darkhold in here, and that seems to trip up people too. They don't know. They'll assume that you have the time when to go ahead and use Tangled Web, so that way they don't get revived. They're permakilled. But if you don't do it, they come back, and then you're like, oh, damn, I got to do this again. Okay, so hopefully they mess up, or it just becomes an efficiency sink. You basically got Infinity Watch times 2, which is great. I want more points, so if I get less points on them, great. But it just depends on if you got Dormy available to put with Darkhold, or you want to give that, you want to turtle it. If you have them, if you can. If you can't, then just stick with it as it is, and then use Dorm on offense.
I thought about it actually. That's a great idea, by the way. I thought putting Dorm with them and use Quicksilver in another room, but I think for me personally, because I don't have Super Scroll, it's gonna be too many teams on defense, and I wouldn't have anything to offense. I can use Quicksilver on offense. I think, I'm not sure what's his use. Probably can use him with Tangle or so. But Dormammu, I mean, if people use a solo Lizard is the counter to Dormammu this season, because every time you hit Lizard, they're gonna lose their revives. That's the thing. But Dormammu is a stranger for sure.
Well, if you really wanted to, you could just say screw it. If you know they're gonna just pummel through this room anyway, just put Scarlet Witch back in there. If she does her special, they get some deflect, so it might save a turn or two. But for lower Black Knights, even though Black Knight has a huge amount of resistance, Quicksilvers that are huge can take off the charges off of them in room 4, because he does his special. So it might help you a little bit. But once Black Knight gets built, Quicksilver is not doing it. He does not have enough focus to take him out. But the smaller Black Knights, they like your Quicksilver could probably take out the charges. And then that kind of neuters him a little bit. Just a little. But Black Knight is still a problem, because he has a lot of resistance, he has a lot of armor, and he has a lot of damage. But at least you could go ahead and neuter him from going, oh, well, every turn I take, he's got 5 charges. All 5 of my guys are about to get hit. It might be a better choice in the lower leagues, but once you start moving up and you start seeing Black Knights where they're going, oh, 300, oh, 400, oh, 500k, Quicksilver's not doing anything to charges on him. He's not taking them off. He just doesn't have enough focus. But you might be able to save yourself a good one, because if you're punching up a little bit, I'd say, you know what? Let me just grab Quicksilver just to be safe, just in case they didn't build their Black Knight up yet. But we won't know until it starts.
Dormammu on defense. I mean, let's try that. Sure, why not? We can try it for the first 2 fights, and then, I mean, maybe.
Well, you might want to switch your MILF and Doctor Strange.
Okay.
So when Agatha goes and MILF hits her, MILF's got to assist. If she's got that vulnerable on there, she'll hit her twice. So it'll be funny. And she sucks up so much damage. She just kills so much damage. It's ridiculous. But Dormy, I mean, he'll more than likely die first, but you're giving them the revives. And if they got revives, it might draw some Sinister 6 or Superior 6 in there. So that way you're like, oh, well, I got to get rid of those revives. Now they got to figure out which one they're going to do between 1 and 2. So now they're going to be like,
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to use your full Superior here. And if you're wasting your Lizard here, then you don't have him elsewhere. That's a win.
Yep. Just want to pull. The revives is the big thing, because all Sinister 6 members can do it. They could, but they got to get attacked. So if you could draw any Sinister 6 member to another room in any fashion, it's going to just lower their chance to beat Extreme. And you want Extreme to just go ahead. You want that Gambit to just nuke somebody. And then you can watch it in a replay and drink.
Yeah, Quicksilver has usage on offense. I think more than Dormammu, probably. Yeah.
I mean,
My
it depends. You got a nice sized Dormammu, so he might stick around. He might stick
mm,
around for a good chunk. They'll more than likely go after him, which is great. Go do something to Dormammu. Let Milf snap off, or Wong get his taunt off. Now you're screwed. Now you're stuck on Wong. So
absolutely, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm if I had Super Scroll, I would put him on defense. I think he's gonna also need a superior to be countered, or Apocalypse, like Apocalypse, Kang, and Doom, or just a straight up full superior. So it's going to like you're gonna require to use superior in multiple rooms, which is a win. Also, I think it's gonna confuse the hell out of people. But I don't have Super Scroll, so who am I to judge?
you'll get there eventually. But once you
Yeah.
get him, you'll be like, oh my god, there's so many doors that opened right now. I know somebody's just gonna get wrecked. And yes, you will find somebody to defeat with Super Scroll. And that first win with Super Scroll, it just like, oh, feels so good. It's just like, wow,
Mm.
I'm so glad that I got through DD6 finally.
If you were to put Super Scroll on defense, where would you put him?
Um, the only bad part about it is with Super Scroll now. With last week, if I had that, if I was gonna do it, I would have probably put him in 4, maybe, just because I know there's gonna be a lot that has to go into him to beat him. And if they bring Superior in there, or they bring Lizard, he's gonna have some buffs on there, and that might trigger Super Scroll to go first. There are particular counters that can take out a Super Scroll and SD, and it's not rough, but you got to have the team power to do it, and you can
Mm-hmm.
knock out a Sus and SD. But
Mm-hmm.
I've looking at the room rules and stuff, especially like 3, you could potentially put him in 3 because any positive effects that come in from the opposite team, they just get doubled. So then he's going to get triggered even more. I want more speed on Sus so he can get closer to his ult. But it just depends on. I like Sus more on offense, really. He's just a counter to a lot of stuff out there, and he's very versatile. I want to keep it that way for the moment. For the moment.
Yeah, the people that I've faced also they all had Super Scroll and nobody have used it on defense so far. But if they do, I'm a screwed. But so far I'm been lucky. Haven't seen any Super Scrolls on defense. People are scared this season. They're not using Super Scroll on. Is a good thing for some.
Well,
But
last season you could take out Super Scroll without having a Super Scroll. Now you can't do it. You won't be able to
exactly,
do it now.
yeah, exactly. That's right. Now, for me personally, I have secret defenders on offense. Actually, I don't know if you noticed, but
Yeah,
that team, I'm now. Honestly, I when I had Hive Mind on defense for one fight, I tried putting Robbie with Hive Mind because Robbie does the ultimate. I mean, not the ultimate, the passive fire, like the
yeah, the
burning,
bleeds and stuff. Yeah,
and he puts out bleeds, and then Carnage puts out bleeds, Venom puts out bleeds, and every time somebody gets bleeds, Robbie gets turn bar 10%. So synergizes very well, and yeah, his passive is gonna pop off. But for me, when I see, for example, this Dormammu team, I use my Black Cat. I don't have to use Tangled, so that's how I'm using it. And then I have Tangled for that Doom team. When I see a Doom team, I use Tangled. I stun Doom, I kill Rescue, and I kill them one by one. And
the
when they
what?
get killed, they don't get revived basically.
Yeah,
So that's
turn
also.
killed.
Mhm. But for me, I'm for sure I need all the superior members on offense.
Mm-hmm.
I use a combination on different rooms. I I wanted to use symbiotes on defense. They didn't get me any wins last week. I'm trying different things. Maybe I use them in that room 6 again. But room 6. What do you think about room 6? By the way, they're like I'm using.
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
it's based on how many positive effects you got, and then on that turn they're taking them away. Infinity Watch is a good team inside here because first, they're not, unless you bring an APOC, they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep all their positive effects at least the first turn for safeguard. After they're gone, if they're dropped, if they take another turn, they're gonna heal right back up, and that could potentially be a problem because it's basically having Moondragon without having Moondragon. But APOC usually neuters them, but then APOC might be needed somewhere else. So now they're screwed. So Death Seed, I mean, you could counter Death Seed with Death Seed or Pegasus if they got it. You just have to play it right with Pegasus and you could walk right through them. But Death Seed, if they... But then again, I don't know if Pegasus will do it completely in 6 because if Death Seed does get a chance to finally snap off, they're healing up with all those buffs they got. And then now you're going, damn, it was easier last season. It's not going to be easy this one, but you could still counter it with Death Seed again because you could just do your special with AA right away. And then now you guys go and they're all still blinded, which is fine. But now I haven't seen a lot of Death Seed anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't used them.
That's also, I mean, they don't have any usage on offense for me. Like, I kept them on offense, but I didn't even get to use them. They're like useless. But for this room 6, I mean, I don't think this room is gonna do anything. You just, whatever you used on this team is fine. Like, you can even take them out probably with full rebirth team can take them out. But I mean, Death Seed, they give each other buff, which is nice. I mean, for example, Archangel on his first turn, he's gonna lose his evade and counter, but when he does the ult, he steals the buff from your enemy and he gives it to himself, and basically he's gonna heal the next turn. So they keep getting buffs, and then you have speed ups with Magneto, you have offense ups, you have defense up with Dark Beast, you have all kinds of stuff going around. But overall, this room is just doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what you put in there.
Yeah, it's not going to really be that big of a sink or anything. If you got SD on offense, which is they're an amazing team and they're going to go super fast and do a lot of garbage. So you might as well just go ahead and let them throw everything they can at them, and then hopefully they just go, you know what? I got nothing. I got a few things left. I'll just throw it at Death Seed and let it go. But the only bad part I hate about Death Seed is that you could take Death Seed or you could take Pegasus into them, which aren't two big counter teams. That's why I'm like, I gotta put something into 6 that could draw something over there. However, the bigger, I guess the more important one is if you look at your defense, and if you could still beat it with your stuff that you got left, then you got to change it up just a little bit. You should be able to beat your defense with what you got left. If you can't beat it, then switch something up and be like, all right, I got to move it around. Because then somebody's going to have something to beat it, but you want to throw a wrench in there every now and then. Dormammu might throw a wrench in there and just might screw somebody up. The Red Hulk in 4 is nice because they know they're going to go, they know he's going to go fast, so they're going to try to avoid him, which is great because then they're just going to get stuck on that huge cap you got that's as a fortifier. Nice. Just let them just sit there and take everything. So it might mess them up. And then Doom up in 5, that might mess somebody up too. So they trigger him, Kestrel's nuking somebody. At least 1 or 2. If not, the whole team. And then you're just like, hi, I got my win. We're good. So I think you have a pretty solid defense. Except for, but like you said, 6 is a... 6 don't count. 6 just don't count. 6 just doesn't count. It's not really a room. It's just there just to be there.
What I mean, for players your level or lower, both with and without Super Skull, which rooms do you think they need to be focusing on, and do you think overall people should be more focused on offense or defense?
I focused more on offense the first week because we don't know what you're gonna do the first week. We don't know how the rooms are gonna work correctly. We could talk about it all day, but we need to see it. And after seeing it, seeing how they work, I'm still going with you need to be super efficient. So whatever teams you think you got to set up or characters that you got set up to counter, max them out quickly. Get them as high as possible. So that way they just the less turns you take, the better. So you want to go in here and you just want to take. I just want to take my teams in here really fast and do this as the less turns I can do, and make sure most of them are healthy. Because even though, yeah, sure, you got all 5 members, that 5th member that's got like an inch of little health left or whatever drained your efficiency by a few points, and that might make the whole match. Because when you lose by 3, 4, 5 points, you're like, why? Why? What did I do? I must have not. I should have did something different, and then you learn from it. So, I would say offense, be efficient. Get whatever characters you're using now that did work last week, build them up a few levels, put a little more resources into them. Only if they're looking like they're meta. Don't be pushing characters that are dropping off, like U.S. Agent and all. Don't do it. Don't. Focus on the other ones, push them up, and keep on going.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with your statement. I think at this point in time, especially since we also lost points. By the way, I don't know if you noticed in the blog, we had information. They said they're not gonna reduce the points for this season, which they actually did.
No. From 5 to 6, they were reducing it. For next season, they won't do it. And as far as I know, they will probably revert to that. I don't think they're going to revert to that from 7 to 8. So once we're done with 6, nobody's moving. You're staying where you're at. So try to get as higher up in the leagues as possible. Otherwise, obviously, you just got to rethink stuff. But it won't drop for 7. As for 7 to 8, I'm hoping it stays that way for a little bit. I hate the random number drop, because I only dropped 50, but somebody that was higher up dropped like 100 points, and they ended up as the same score as me. And I'm like, I know you were way up there, bro. Why are you the same score? He was pissed. He was mad.
I dropped I personally, I don't know how much you dropped, but I dropped 1,150 points. Over 1,000 points. It's pretty insane. Like,
wait,
you
what?
try. I was 1,500 and now I'm 1,400 something.
Oh, so you dropped 100. Okay, 100, yeah. Okay, I thought it was, you said 1,000, and I was like, wait, what? No.
I was like 1,500 something. Right now I'm 14. So
okay.
1,000
Yeah,
difference.
It's
And the whole league.
There's no set number. There's none. There's not like, okay, you're going to drop 45 points next week, or you're going to drive 50 points next week. No, that's not it. You're going to drop whatever we decide. So good luck. Just try to get as high as you can very, very fast, which is why I tell people, be efficient, win as many matches so you can be higher up. At least you'll only drop maybe 1 league, but I've seen people where they're like, I was in Diamond 1, now I'm in Platinum 2 at the bottom. So yeah, I got dropped a lot, and I'm like, I didn't. But I don't know how they determined this number. This number came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. Any other things you want to say about the Crucible defenses before we head out?
Yeah, I think that we covered everything. I think I appreciate you giving me the chance to come up to your channel. I was friends with you for a long time. We were alliance mates as well. You're my brother from another mother. And I'm happy to see you. Happy to be here, man.
I'm very happy that you reached out. We could start doing something with it, because I was like, at the Bruce. Yes, it is. It's Bruce Wayne. How could I not go see Bruce Wayne? This is great. This is amazing. Like, dude, he was so long ago, but then it's like, wow, just there he is again. It's great. But no, man, I was happy to have you. And then, yeah, we're gonna do another video on your channel, so we can go over next week's Crucible and how this week ended up being. I am currently at 6-0 for the last 2 weeks. I'm going to try to continue it.
Oh, nice.
No, not that 100 million guy is just telling me you're getting a loss. It's gonna be a loss. It's just done. I already know it, but it's fine. If I lose, I'm not. As long as I clear all the rooms, I'm happy. If not, then I'm gonna just, yeah, it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad day for me. But I will definitely put your YouTube channel because you aren't on Twitch yet. But I'll put your YouTube channel. His link will be down in the description below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. I'll be posting this all over the place. Put in the comments. Let us know what we're doing wrong, or let us know what we're doing right. Thanks for that. If you got any criticisms on the defenses or whatever, I might change mine up. But then again, I think food is calling me. I just think might leave it alone till tomorrow. Screw that. Let somebody figure out the counters to all that stuff later. But other than that, man, anything else you want to leave them with them? Anything you want to let them know about?
No, just I'm on YouTube. It's recently started, and I'm free to play, and I'm very not too high in terms of TCP, but yeah, trying to just make the most out of my resources.
All right, man. Well, thanks for jumping on. We'll be on your channel in a bit. And till the next one, ZKG. Can't believe I'm saying Bruce Wayne with the MSF. We're rolling out.
See you later.